Hi, welcome back to C Programming. I am your Dr. Vasu. Here you can find other interesting subjects as well along with the C Programming. Do subscribe the channel to get alerts. Sharing these programs in the Google Drive and you can find the link in the description. Now let's proceed with the structures. So suppose we have taken the marks of a student. How to handle them with the structure. Let us take an example. So let's define a structure named marks, right? It's a keyword struct. And here we have the marks of a student, maths, physics, chemistry, total and average. Okay. Now, this is the structure. The fields are these 5. And here is the data, initialization. Student marks is the STU, marks is the variable. We have declared it as a structure named marks. Okay. So here is the initialization. The data is given as in the curly brackets. We have given the 5 elements. The thing is, only the first 3 are given and the remaining are put 0. So, and we need to calculate. We are going to calculate these last 2, the total of these first 3 fields and get the average of them in the 5th one. So here, on getting the data here, this data is stored in the stored like this. The first 3 are 0 of values are given, and because the values are not there, you can initially put zeros with that those 2 fields. And now coming to the student marks, this variable student marks STU marks dot total. I'm going to get the total of this. Total is obtained from the student marks dot maths plus physics chemistry. All the 3 fields are put here and the marks are calculated. The total we obtain the total here. Now get the average divided by 3 is provided. Divided by 3 we are doing a float division by a float here 3.0. So we get the float value as the average and we will display the this average and the total here like this. Now the total and the average are provided. And let's see, complete the program and compile and execute. Let's see the result here. The total, we are only showing this total and the average marks. So the total obtained here for these values and the average is obtained here. And they fill in the fields here. For this particular variable STU marks, the values are initially put 0 here and they are replaced by the values we have calculated because we have assigned these values. We have calculated from the given data and assigned these values. That's why those zeros are replaced with the new values which we have calculated. So this is the final data here. That's why we have retrieved the data here in these fields. This is the data here, retrieved. Now, suppose we have given only the first 3 here, 3 elements out of all those, the same thing, and only the first 3 elements are provided, but it fills initially because we haven't given any data for the last 2 fields, it will be filled with the zeros. Okay. Now the marks are calculated here, and if you observe one thing, the average, the division here to get the average, the division is integer division is done here. That means it will be cutting the decimal places and get only the values, the integer value. Okay. So here you can observe the result. Total is fine, 257. But earlier we got some decimal places, but here we are getting a 85.00. These 0 zeros have come because we have declared it as a float. And 0.2, the decimal places are also restricted to 2 digits only. That's why only 2 digits are displayed. But the division took place here was integer division. That's why we get the decimal places are cut off. And now initially the values are zeros. Later they will be filled with this data which is calculated, because we have assigned the values calculated to this total and average. So this is the final data. So like this we'll be calculating. And here, suppose we take the another case, right? So I want to display all the elements here. The same thing is calculated. So the data taken is only first three values are taken here, and the remaining I just want to display all the data. So displaying the data here, we need to take the particular field, right? The maths, physics, chemistry, these are the words, and total and average. And coming to the display of values, student marks dot maths. The maths marks are put here, and physics, chemistry, total and average. These are the values we get here. So all the values are displayed here respectively. And finally, the structure is filled like this. Okay, next. Suppose we take another same structure here. The fields are same 5 fields, right? So for this structure, we have the same 5 fields. And suppose we have taken STU marks as the variable. Now we are going to get the marks of this from the system by the user. So the program is written like that: enter marks in maths, and these marks are assigned to student marks dot maths. Student marks is the variable and maths is the field dot maths. So whatever the value we are assigning, they are assigned to, or they are filled in this particular field dot maths. So similarly, we get all the other data also for physics, this variable dot physics. Next, chemistry. So after getting all these values from the user, we calculate. The total is calculated here by totaling all the above 3 values, and here the total is obtained here like this: dot average, that is student marks, dot total by 3. Here the float value is taken. The floating division takes place here. So the values calculated are obtained here. So whatever the values we are getting are filled in the remaining fields. So, and if you want to display, so just to display these values here like this. In the output, we get the output here. This is just to show you how the data is filled in the structure. And here the values are retrieved from this structure and to display it for you. So this is the output or the display we get. Okay, next. Structure with the different data types. We have seen already the name, integer, different types of data. So here we take another type of data items. Structure grade. Suppose we want to grade. For grade, we have named this as grade, right? So just grade. And this is a structure with the 3 fields: number, name, and grade. So the structure appears like this with only 3 fields. And the values, this is the variable. The variable is grades. So the grades variable is going to have 3 fields of this structure. So it is declared here as a structure, and the data is filled here, right? 101, first field number, name, and grade A is obtained here. So this data is filled by the system like this. So first one, second, third, all the 3 fields are filled here. And then suppose if you want to display these values, name these grades dot number, grades dot number, grades dot name, grades dot grade. So this is the grade field name. So all these values can be displayed as output here. So complete this program and compile and execute. We get the data like this. So 101, RAM, and A. This is the data in the structure for the variable called grades. Okay. Next, suppose I want to copy data from one structure to other, right? One variable to other. Something like x is equal to y, we have done a is equal to b, something like that. Let us see how this copying of data takes place in the structures. So here again, we have taken the grade as the structure having 3 fields. And so this is the structure. Now, grade 1 is the grade 1. You see here, grade 1 is the variable which is declared as a structure called grade and having 3 fields. The data is initialized here like this: 1001 Shaker and B grade. Now, coming to this data, this is the data, right? Grade 1 variable having these 3 values as fields or the values in those the 3 members. So here, this is the data. Now, suppose we have declared another variable called grade 2, and now we are copying. I want to copy whatever the data in grade 1 to grade 2. So this is the copying of data. So what happens? Let's see if we have this grade 2. This grade 2 will be having the same data as above, because the grade 1 is assigned to the values of grade 1 are assigned to grade 2. So you get all the values in the grade 2. So we want to display the values from grade 1. Let us see what this is. We are assuming, suppose, whether the values are assigned in the same fashion as we are assuming or not. Let us see. So data from grade 1, I want to display this first grade 1 values. So grade 1 number, grade 1 name, and grade 1 grade. Second, I want to display from the grade 2. Just I want to check whether the data in grade 1 is assigned to grade 2 or not, right? So let's check it. So we have taken here grade 2.number, grade 2.name, grade 2.grade. So these field values are given here, and this is second variable. The grade 1 is the first variable. Complete the program. And now let's compile and execute. If you see the grade 1, the data from grade 1, 1001 Shaker B, fine. Data from grade 2, the same values you have taken. Because in this assignment statement, the values of grade 1 are assigned to grade 2. So each and every field value is assigned to the other variable. So like this grade, just grade variable name will be sufficient just to assign all the values of grade 1 to, or from one grade to the other grade. So this is the case. So hope you had understood this topic very well. And if you have any queries or any suggestions, do comment. And in the next video, we'll see the arrays of structures. Okay. Do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.